It's hard for people with a strong backhand to win championships. In table tennis, I don't know about other sports, but those who rely primarily on a backhand system cannot reach the top. They can only get lucky. People with a strong forehand might have a chance to reach the top. Those with a strong forehand and weak backhand might make it, but those with a strong backhand and weak forehand, no chance. In table tennis, it's impossible. Those with a strong forehand and weak backhand, do you know where they excel? Those with a strong backhand and weak forehand, do you know where they fall short? Let's see if anyone knows. People with a strong forehand and weak backhand, do you know where they excel? Right? Correct? Footwork. Those with a strong forehand and weak backhand, relatively speaking, I mean relatively, when you reach the top level of table tennis, even if your backhand is weak, it's still stronger than most people's. I'm comparing them to the top 3 or 5 players. Those with a strong forehand and weak backhand, people with a strong forehand and weak backhand have better footwork. Those with a strong backhand and weak forehand, where do they fall short? Where? What? Defense is weak? No, it's not about defense. Right? It's still footwork. I won't name names, but think about it. Whether it's the Chinese team or the European teams, every single player, think about it, including the Korean team. Just think. Right? It's not about speed. You're getting too technical. It's not that. People with a strong forehand and weak backhand simply have better footwork. Those with a strong backhand and weak forehand have worse footwork. It's that straightforward. So footwork is crucial. Exactly right. I'm talking about men, not women. Because women rely more on swing speed, footwork isn't as critical for them. Even with good footwork, they might not beat someone with strong swing speed. But for men, if your footwork isn't solid, it's very hard to reach the top. That's why they're so inconsistent. Losing to this player one day, that player the next, they're all strong in backhand but weak in forehand. At best, their forehand and backhand are balanced, but that's still not enough. In men's table tennis, you can't stay at the top, you can only get lucky. Think about it. Does what I'm saying make sense? Of course it makes sense. It has to. Only with good footwork. In table tennis, this is like a live lecture for everyone. Only with good footwork. Can your table tennis awareness be strong? If your footwork is poor, no matter how good your table tennis awareness is, you won't be able to react in time. If you only focus on forehand and backhand techniques, how to serve, how to receive, how to loop, how to defend, none of it matters. You won't improve. I'm explaining the principles. I'm teaching you the theory of table tennis. Why is the Chinese men's team struggling now? Because they're all strong in backhand but weak in forehand. I've always said this. You have to understand, footwork is the essence of table tennis. No matter how good your hand skills are, if you can't move, it's all useless. Footwork, not just in table tennis, I believe, is the core of all competitive sports. It's all about footwork. You won't improve by only practicing hand techniques. When training kids to play, or even for amateur table tennis enthusiasts, footwork is key. Let me tell you a very simple principle. It's how you can perform consistently in matches. If you usually train, unless you don't train at all, then nothing I say will help. If you don't train and just rely on feel, that won't work. You're just relying on luck. No one can succeed like that. If you train regularly and compete often, whether you're a professional or an amateur, as long as you train and compete, then in your training, You should focus intensely on your strengths, what you consider your strengths. I don't know if your forehand or backhand is better, but if your training is unfocused, practicing everything randomly. If you don't train properly, then inconsistency in matches is completely normal. But if you do train and still struggle with inconsistency, especially against players of similar skill, then your training approach is flawed. Here's the simplest method I can give you. Pick the technique you consider your strongest and practice it every single day. Then, in matches, when you're under pressure and don't know what to do, you'll instinctively rely on that technique. It's that simple. Nothing's easier than this. Next, identify your weakest technique. You must train both your best and worst. I'm explaining this in the simplest way possible. Analyze your own playing style. For example, if your forehand is strong, let's say, then practice your forehand for 15 minutes. If your backhand is weak, practice your backhand for 15 minutes. That's half an hour. Then work on other areas. Let's say you train for an hour. That's enough. In matches, you'll have two options. When struggling, rely on your most trusted technique. When playing well, your trusted technique will naturally work. Then you can experiment with your less reliable techniques. That's how you learn through competition. Only by doing this can you gradually build a positive cycle and steadily improve your overall level. Take my own matches, for example. Everyone knows my backhand is strong, but when I'm nervous, I still rely on my forehand. By joining my membership, you can watch more than 10 videos in advance and access 30 professional tutorial videos by Fangbo. I will continue to update a members-only video every week. These videos cover everything from beginner basics to advanced techniques,
because it's possible for him to push it to your forehand area,
ensuring you'll find the skills you need. The cost ranges from $1 to $3, depending on your region. Thank you all for your support.